Whenever we're out of the classroom, we of course want to know that our students can be independently successful. What I want to take a look at in the next minute or so is some evidence that I was able to gather from today's lesson. Here is the testing of the first part of the virtual exploration that students did while I was out. This was a test of an applied force with a mass and under the conditions of no friction. This student came to the idea that the applied force divided by the mass would result in a particular acceleration, and here she is testing her hypothesis by altering the mass, keeping the same applied force, and there's a prediction here and a resulting acceleration from the simulation, and you can see that there's good agreement there. So nice success there that her observations worked out, and pretty satisfying conclusion for that sort of idealized case. Here's the second exploration of the day, and that is incorporating friction. And so here in the table you can see students were able to put an applied force. They were able to observe a frictional force. The simulation calls it a negative number, which is understandable. And then they had a resulting acceleration. And then based on this, the student correctly wrote that the applied plus the frictional force together would give some combined force divided by mass, which would result in the acceleration. The only thing that I worried about here is the last part, and that is that in previous classes a long time ago we had talked about net forces, and we had talked about the way the forces could be combined and replaced with a single force called a net force. So I was looking for the student or any students to write, the net force divided by the mass would equal acceleration. But here the student didn't quite see that or understand that and just said, I believe that the above equation is simplified completely. And here's an example where a student was able to make that connection, so I felt pretty good about that. This is obviously something I want to revisit in class and make sure that students understand what's going on, but pretty good evidence that they were independently successful in my absence.